Okay, so in case you were not here on the last stream, which probably you weren't, maybe you were, who knows, this thing does this. Let me turn it on. Terrible sound. So let's take it apart and figure out why. So, based off of searching, what I can figure out is that some number of these fail because of capacitors, some number of them fail because of the power supply is not being sufficient enough, and others fail because the lens dies. This could be all of those. I hope it isn't, but it could be all of them. Get a bit more light out here. So, may have already said this, the power supply not being strong enough argument doesn't really apply here, because, or at least I don't think it does, because I used the power supply that's actually outputting 14 volts. The other one's outputting 12. They both are rated for 1.2 amps, so should be hella sufficient. But, you know, could be anything. Also, I'm recording at 720p, so hopefully it doesn't fuck up again. But we'll see. Did I miss a screw? Get one of these on Amazon. They're super cheap, and they're well worth it. I believe I first saw Big Clive with one of these, and so I said, if it's good enough for him, it's probably good enough for me. Okay. I've not even looked at pictures of what the inside of one of these even looks like, so that's curious. There's the, no. There's a ribbon cable. I don't want to lose these screws either, so I'm trying to figure out how best to tip this over without completely going nuts. Let's see if I can. There we go. There we go. Let's scooch you out of the way. 5, 6. Now is not the time to decide that they're different, though. Okay. Where did the ribbon cable go? Oh. So, turn this the right way. Ribbon cable went in there. I guess there's only the one way it can. Yeah, can only go one way. I guess our beef isn't with this guy. Probably. Our beef is over here. So let's first look at the cable, and it looks good. Doesn't look like it's fucked up or anything. Does it look like it's been replaced? No. Okay. Okay. That's how they did that back then. There's like literally no screws. It is like held in with hopes and dreams. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be held in with screws. What the fuck? Okay. This is the top. And it's hard to tell if there's supposed to be screws there. Because there's 1, 2, 1, 2. Where's my other 2 that are over here? Could it be that one? I mean, it could also just be that this is just in here with friction. It seems like a dumb thing to do, but oh, I may not be very smart here. So we'll post. Okay, so the first thing I do when I encounter things like this is I see if there's any kind of play that doesn't need to exist, because there's probably something that needs to be lubricated if that's the case. So what I'm doing, and I'm going to turn the light down so that we get a little bit more contrast here, which of course does nothing. Well, at least you don't get any contrast. So maybe if I point the light, yeah, less directly. That's probably about. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm moving this, and I see that it basically the motor only wants to go one way. It wants to seek the thing until it reaches the end, and it's probably then going to switch. Yeah. So it hits the end, hits its stop. This shaft here is a little hokey though, because if I go backwards, it kind of doesn't want to go. I mean, it does, but just. So as I'm spinning this, I am, well, I'm going to use the camera to help me out here. Jesus. Okay. So what I'm looking for is, so obviously I can get it to go this way pretty smoothly. So I'm looking for is any kind of damage or anything that looks like it might be a broken tooth on the gear right here that's in the inside that I can't quite reach on the pinion gear up here. I don't know if this is technically a pinion gear, but whatever, and on this gear. Because it should freely go both ways and it slips. It shouldn't slip. May just need to be lubricated. Who knows? Anyway, you hit the end, hit the stop. Doesn't want to go any further. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm just going to go... And it hits the end, and then it wants to fuck off on me. Okay. That's thing number one that I'm not too pleased about. But at least the carrier moves. The question is that the sound that we're hearing when it tries to start and it can't? Definitely not right. It's definitely something loose somewhere. Because if you look closely at the gear here, which maybe I can, yeah. See, it's not meshing very well. It's a huge gap. And I can kind of push it into the gap a little. If I do that, it seems to be not smooth in both directions still. Okay. I'm also looking at the caps and see if they look like shit. They look good, so I don't know. The contact patch in the grease here that I'm not a huge fan of, and it doesn't quite look right. And you see the bottom gear is a little wobbly, so definitely something is not 100% correct here. And like I said, it might just be needs to be lubricated. But yeah. I sure wish I had. I could plug this in. Not that. Yeah. That wouldn't be so horrible. Okay. How is that? It's still too bright. Jesus. Okay. Maybe don't pick the camera, huh? Okay, so Let's look at the mechanism real quick. Nothing terribly wrong with the mechanism. I am, however, curious what happens whenever the damn... Like, how does it know if it's latched? Where's the latch sensor? Clearly, like, I mean, there's no electronics in this half besides what I'm holding. Okay, so it goes on that way, and so this comes up. So found it. This is the latch mechanism right here. So I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't look terrible. Oh shit, no, that was right. Also, wouldn't you know it, it's actually fucking working at 720p. I hate ribbon cables because they're so easy to completely ruin, and then you have to order new ones. I don't really want to do that at the moment. Okay, so the question is the stepper motor for the spindle broken, or is the gear not able to reverse this? In which case, then that's a pretty easy problem to fix. It's probably just lubrication. It could also be something out of whack. Could also just be the stupid thing, you know, got hit and scrolled down. Who knows? So, where's my Genesis? Why did I unplug my Genesis? a Nintendo 72-pin connector type thing here. If only they knew how terrible of an idea that was. Where is the other guy? It's way over there. Okay. It's like, put a disc in me. Okay, I can do so. Wait, did that spin? You know what that is? That's the bad limit switch. Doesn't know that it's at the end yet. Which is probably why this doesn't go both ways. Because the bad limit switch. That sucks. Again with the unplugging. Don't need to do that. Okay. And I don't actually know the design of this. Maybe there's not a limit switch in the design. I could probably look that up, but let's see how this thing's put together. Yeah, so the way the diode could be fucked, but it doesn't look... there's no scratches or anything like that. I think that this thing was just left powered on and it couldn't find the limit switch. There's one of them, I think, and the other one, maybe it only cares about one direction. Yeah, you know what? That's going to come all the way in. Yep. That sucks. Because that's the limit switch right there. Okay, so the way this is put together is, well, let's see if I can show you. Well, fingerprints in the diode, not the worst thing I've ever done. Okay, so let's go full zoom here. Refocus. Wonderful. Okay, so obviously there's supposed to be something in that holds it in place, because I can basically just pull that off, and I shouldn't be able to just pull it off with tweezers. Maybe it's more difficult than it seems, but it feels like I could probably just pull it right out. So that's a problem. Maybe there's nothing that holds it in and I'm just crazy, but I feel like there's something missing there. So that's a problem. That's a problem to look at, probably, because it should, like, because there's nothing positively holding it in place. There's nothing that keeps it. Like if I put my tweezers up like that, see, it meshes perfectly, mostly. I think I'm not really holding it very well, but see, yeah, it works better, but not a hell of a lot. So that happens. So on the inside of this thing, it's hard to see if I can get a view where you can see it happening, because it's kind of neat, because it's a not. This predates limit, like micro switches. So if you see on modern stuff, we have micro switches now. This predates that, or at least I think it does. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, so that's the limit switch. See, it's kind of flexible. So what should happen is that the console goes, I don't know where the position of the lens is. I need to return it back to 0. So it goes do. Oh, I hit the limit switch, but the switch never contacts, and therefore doesn't work. So theoretically, if I wanted to test this, I could just short this right here. In fact, let me look at it in the light. I think that's our problem, is that the two ends of the switch are never touching each other. Yeah. They get near each other, but they never touch. Okay, so let's return it to 0 for it, so it's at least at 0. And then let's see, is there another limit switch on the other end? Nope, there's just that one. Oh damn, and you know what? This looks like a pot in there. A potentiometer. There's definitely something in here. So there might be a potentiometer to adjust the you know, how, yeah, that's exactly. So it's hard to see. There's a potentiometer. This right here, this yellow thing. If I can get it pointed right, yeah. This right here, that's a potentiometer. I'm going to have to take this apart the rest of the way to see for sure. I'm just trying to roll this out. That potentiometer likely adjusts the amount, like basically the lens thinks it has to go. So if it's possible that the limit switch is a resistor, like a variable resistor of some sort, where whenever it pushes over, it just knows that you know, that variable resistor is how it knows. I say variable resistor, and this is maybe not the right terminology, but it basically, if it hits the end, that might change the limit. Kind of like a limit screw on a bike. Like it would know, like, okay, I'm gonna go this far, and then if I turn that too far, it might think that's 0, where this is 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to actually put it at 0 because it's making a terrible sound and people might want to be trying to sleep in the house. So I'll put it at not remotely close to 0, and I am going to situate myself so I can touch the limit switch contacts and see if the fucking limit switch looks like it's socketed to like it's hard to tell. So you see it's in a little black case down here. Like, I don't know if I were to like grab that and pull, if I could pull it out because it's socketed. It doesn't feel like I can pull it out, but it's definitely weird enough that this is black. I mean, when this thing came out, it was black voodoo magic, so. Okay. Fuck you, you're too bright. Can't just set that anywhere because it's got a metal shield, and that would be terrible. But where is the damn limit switch now? Okay. Where did I put the damn... There. Now it's trying to read. Okay. Let's see if I can actually get the damn thing to read a disc and spin it while I hold it. Shove this in the limit switch. So basically, oh, you piece of shit. Oh, I actually need that to block my vision, just damn it. So, I'm gonna short out the limit switch. Am I shorting it out? Nope. Okay. Okay. Took the disc in. Holy shit. Lens is good, limit switch is not good. I'm excited. Because this unit's from fucking... It's first of all, it's a refurb. Second of all, it is from... October 1993. So it's quite old. Okay. Tiny screwdriver, where are you? Do you work? Nope. Do you work? Nope. Do you work? Hell no. I think I'm gonna get foiled by not having the right fucking size flathead. Phillips, I mean. That's what I meant to say. Are you the right size? You're the right size. Hallelujah. Where are all the pieces? Are all the screws? Let's get you out. Oops. I have a suspicion they had no intention of you ever separating these halves, because I don't see a way to do this without completely taking the whole goddamn thing apart, which I really don't want to do. I think I have to do it. So all the motors work, we know that. That's good news. Shit. You know what? We've got tools. We can just measure and see if it has variable resistance. That's smarter, huh? If it has variable resistance, then we know that that yellow's potentiometer does something. If it does nothing, then yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're right next to each other. Literally, like, hey, if I were gonna put a potentiometer in something, what would I do with it? And they're like, in the same box and everything. I'm certain that has something to do with this. It's got to. Okay. Stop meter time. Okay, so there should be overload if there. Of course, it switches to amps because my meter is disgusting. Ohms. I'll be goddamned. Okay. Put that screw back in. It's just a matter of adjusting that limit screw so it stops going too far. I mean, not limit screw. Goddamn. The potentiometer. The question is, do you turn it forwards or backwards? The other question is, how do they intend on you turning the fucking thing? And also, which way is forwards? Use a bigger screwdriver. Oh, I see what they want you to do. They want you to use your little screwdriver. Did I just set down the same screwdriver twice? Okay. So they want you to take the plate off the top, but you know what they actually want you to do? Is use a correct size screwdriver. That's what they actually want you to do. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I have turned that screw about a quarter turn. What looks like the left. Like that way, or clockwise from the spindle point of view. So let's see if that affects the performance or not. Could make it worse. If it makes it worse, then we need to, I don't know how I can make it worse, we'll just hit it again. Which means we're just going to turn it the wrong way though. Yeah, the streams worked this whole time in 720p, so maybe my computer is just not so good. On, blinky blinky blink, it's good. That's weird. Okay, try that again. It seems to be close because it's like, let me move the laser up and down. Yeah. Fuck yeah. What that means? It just needs a teeny bit more turn. I apologize for not having this on the screen, but it's such a pain in the ass place to turn, so sorry. Oh no, the pot won't turn anymore. It's already turned on its maximum. Well, we can always test our theory by turning it to its minimum and see if it goes crazy still. Okay, that's the minimum setting. I put it back in the middle where it was. Something is not quite right here. puzzler. So I'm going to have to put a game in, see what happens. Huh. Well, booted the game. I don't know what I did. Hmm. I think I'm going to go with my original theory that the problem with this thing is lack of lubrication. Here. Now you can see what I see. So also the reason why it's in black and white is because I don't have composite input on this monitor. I only have component. But if you plug in a composite input to the green connector, the chroma or the Y, whatever Y stands for, chroma, luma, probably. Is this? Why does this sound like a familiar song to me? Anyway, if you send in composite signal to the Y connector, the green one, then you end up getting black and white, but like missing the sync and like a few other things. But at least you get the video. Better than nothing. Eric Martin appears courtesy of Atlantic Recording Corporation. I wonder what band Eric Martin is in. Could I be Mr. Big? Hey, guess what? Shut up, I don't need you. I have my own light here. Mr. Big. Just saying. So, Lumos. Maybe it's supposed to sound broken. Is it possible? Okay. Let's see if we can try another game. Oh, piece of shit. Come on. Who cares? The Japanese Mega CD soundtrack is so much better. Meow meow. Sewer shark boots. Next, the best version of this game. Oh no, why aren't you working? NBA Jam is copyright Midway. I'll be damned. Okay. Come on. Oh, you piece of shit. Okay. There we go. We'll throw that on there so it doesn't blow away. And there too, probably. Oh no! Okay. back. Isn't that a Eminem song? Oh, shit. They call me Slim Shady. Back. Back. Yeah, that is Slim Shady song. Okay, so pull those contacts out again. Throw them away. And this is where things get a little weird. Seems to be no great place to do this. I think I'm just gonna... Oh shit, yeah, that actually worked. Okay, so this is white lithium grease. Apparently you use it for everything. Old floppy drives or anything that's drive rails, plastic gears, garage door openers. But basically what we want is to get in here. Can you see it? Yeah, barely. Okay, so it rides along the slide right here. It's hard to tell. Need more light. Moss. Oh, damn. Okay, so this may be too much light. So that's slide right there. Well, the carrier will sit on that slide. And here we go, right there. So what we want to do is we want to spray into the carrier because we need basically the world's tiniest drop of this shit, and any more and we'll have a mess. Then we'll have to clean it up, and ain't nobody want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this right where you can maybe see it. Yeah. You can see the little bushing, right? I think it's a bushing. I don't know the terminology. Sue me. So we're going to get that right on, and this is on the carrier on the thing. I mean, like, you want the slightest pressure. There we go. That's too much. Like, I barely touched it. Just very carefully, we're going to hold this way, and we're going to just do that. But we're not going to mash it against the slide on the or the catch on the other side, because that might cause a little bit of a mess that we don't want to clean up, because we already have a mess to clean up now. Damn it. I tried real hard not to do that. Anyway, so the point is you just run it up and down the slide a handful of times. Let me turn that back down. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm turning this gear right here, and I'm running up and down the slide a few times. See, it's already so much easier to turn because the slide's lubricated, because it hasn't been lubricated in 30 years. Well, nearly 30 years. 25 years. that seems good to me. The next thing we want to lubricate is the part that's already got some lubrication on it. It's the... I'll zoom in a little bit, maybe it'd be easier to tell. Okay, so that part right here. Again, the smallest push of this that you can do is too big. Shit. Okay, paper towels, having them handy would be helpful too. Let me try that again. That needed like 2 little drops. I'm just turning this upside down, letting gravity do its thing. Okay, this is a liquid after all. Now next thing, so I'm just gently going to turn those until I get to the lithium grease. You see now the gear is coated in the lithium grease. It needs to be up a tiny bit more. See now that? Yeah, it's got a nice tiny little coating of lithium grease. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now next thing. And again, you have to be very careful not to actually get anything on the lens, because that shit doesn't come off. You can't scrub the lens to get the oil off of it. So I am going to write this what this contact surface is right here. Maybe if I center in the camera a bit better. Shit, that's way too much. Like I said, it's very difficult to get this right. Anyway, so I don't like this part because this is the part where you get shit all over you. And that might actually be good. Yeah, you just need a little bit. You don't need a lot. So my finger's greasy now. Good enough. That already seems to spin freely, and I guess while I'm in here I might as well lubricate it, but like I said, you don't really need to drop. And sometimes the buttons have a little hole for it, but see this guy, it's hard to tell, but right here in the little place where the ring hits the motor, that needs a drop. Sometimes, like on old hard drives, they'll have a little hole for it, and sometimes they'll need actual oil, like motor oil. Not like motor oil, that's a bad example. Shit, that's too much. I need a much smaller version of this than I have. Okay, so Again, just let gravity do the work here because that's going to be the easiest way. Bottom of the board looks good. Everything seems good. Oh yeah, so I missed one. So normally, like I said, old hard drives will have like a little hole for oil, and you need a special type like mineral oil or something. And those are the exception though. Pretty much everything else wants white lithium grease. And I don't know why, because the shit gets everywhere. Always. Whether or not you know what you're doing. And you'll notice I moved the lens to the top so that I don't get any fluid in it. I'm covering it with my hand. There we go. Again, probably too much, but I don't really know a way to get this at the quantity that I need it. So like I said, you just need enough to keep it coated, keep everything from dragging on each other and all that. And we are good. Probably. Assuming I didn't get a fingerprint on the lens or anything stupid like that. It's totally possible, but hopefully not what I did. So those levels I just used, this thing's like, I've had this for years. I've had this since, well, it doesn't say. So, I guess my next mission with this unit is going to be to figure out how in the world you run imports on it. The answer may be that you don't. One last dry fit before we completely lose our minds, and then put it back together. test earlier, what a nice audio CD. Why is it not going to close? Probably because it's not actually stuck together. CD plus G. Okay. Can't play the last track. The UI for this is really kind of weird. Don't care for it. Okay, clearly there's more to this riddle. So Maybe they know that this was a problem in the factory and they designed these gears to torque out. Okay, all the way up one way. Why do they make you press start? That's what I don't get. Maybe it's because the music, who knows. Pick stop. This is extremely weird because, like, if I hit stop, it tries to return it to home. If I hit play, more grinding? No. Not even. I don't think that screw does anything. That potentiometer, I mean. So I'm going to put it back where it was. And I will just have a Sega CD that makes some noise sometimes, but eventually boots a game. Oh, that's annoying. I don't have the monitor on anymore, so I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, well, we'll just put it together. I guess I can fit it all. It's a little weird they have like a tripod mount right there. Maybe that's not quite a tripod mount, but it looks like one. And per usual, I'm not screwing these in all the way just yet, otherwise they won't all go in because, you know, plastic and all that. I'm curious enough about this that I'm going to have to check it. See, it's just a little bit, it's just a little different. Just a little. Okay, so it's back together. It makes terrible noises whenever it tries to boot a game, and it reads, so it's not the lens. Super weird though. Let's see if we can possibly scrub off that. Kind of looks like a thrift store marker a little bit. Yeah, it didn't do shit. Actually gouged, so it should come out, but it's also the bottom of the unit, so do I really care? I don't know. Eh. I don't think I care. Hold on. the fuck did the Genesis output that without any cables? So I didn't hook any of this up, but like as I understand it, I'm supposed to take a cable and go from the mixing to the front of the Genesis and then use this as my line out TV. But I didn't do that, and I still heard CD audio. So is it that if you don't do any of this shit that it's just mono? Otherwise it works fine? If so, that's a weird design choice. Okay, well, let's assemble a behemoth. Okay. Allegedly, you're supposed to assemble this a certain way. This adapter plate thing, I just had to find it and clean off the price sticker. Oh. I really don't know what the adapter plate does. Oh yeah, I do. Holy shit. Without it, it's wobbly. This is like, I could pick it up from the holy, apparently, from the Anthem of the Genesis. Jesus. That's... that something's not actually right. It's bragging about it, but I shouldn't have. Okay. Okay. So clearly I'm doing something wrong. I thought you put it on the console first, but perhaps you do this. Nope. How the fuck is this supposed to go? Maybe I had it right. Maybe it's supposed to insert in there and just use these as feet? That's surely not right, though. The other option, which fundamentally has the same problem. It's not flat. And this isn't right, I don't think. You know what, maybe this is right. No. I'm not really sure how this is supposed to go. It works here too. But does it actually? This is so hard without the instruction manual and all the parts. Okay, so maybe it was supposed to go. Oh. Literally can go there that way, or I mean, you can't go that way. This can only go one way. Okay, well. That's where there's supposed to be a little slit screw that goes in that hole. But if I don't put the bracket on it, doesn't it wobble? I mean, I guess maybe it doesn't, and I don't need the bracket, in which case then save your ass, but oh. No, you need the bracket. Where the fuck is the little into the thing that's supposed to go? Nothing. amount that it lifts it up is negligible, but it lifts it up some. I mean, I guess maybe it's supposed to do that. Okay, well, that was fun. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something. I sure as shit did. Yeah. Neato. I really don't think it's supposed to. You can't leave it like that, but. Oh! That was nice of my camera to just randomly do stupid shit. How about that? It's just, I don't know. Look at it. It's not perfectly flat. That's what I can't figure out. It's hard to tell. It dips in more here. It dips in more here, and then the hole gets bigger. Yeah, I guess that's just what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it doesn't want to bend this side. Okay then. Okay, so again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something.